Hi friends. Part of this video, I'm going to actually cover project constraints. One of the key constraints of a project is to track down costing and financials. So part of this video, I'm going to show a live demonstration how QPunch does this in a very simple manner. Other applications also do that, but they complicate and due to which a lot of organizations miss out in tracking project financials. Nowadays it has become very important because everybody is economically very tight, and we actually track it in two ways. We track down the cost against the budget. We also track the payment milestones to ensure each project is being profitable for the organization and it is actually serving the benefit what it had been planned for. So that's the idea. Let's see a live demonstration to understand the whole aspects. So I'm going to take an example of this MOD project, which is relating to build of construction roadway amenities, which is like street lights and different things in terms of cabling to be done around the roadways. So this is the project which we're going to look. There is certain income elements which are expected. There are expenses which the project will be incurring, and we are looking for some profitability which needs to be tracked around this project. So now I'm going to show first the expense part. How does the expense get computed part of our application? How is it tracked? And then we look into how the income gets tracked. So here you can see basically part of the expense. We are tracking down all of the manpower cost. First of all, we are trying to see it as a budgeted cost, So when the project manager is defining the project, he would be actually estimating, and this is also taken based on a bottom-up estimation, which is one of the techniques suggested or recommended highly by PMI. So you can see that manpower cost has been computed to an amount, and then material cost, which is 1.3 million. Then management reserves have been also taken into consideration. If there is a little bit of risk around the whole project, through the contingency reserve, we can still somehow manage and be on the budget. So this is the overall budget getting computed, and there is expenses which are shown here in terms of actual expenses. Now how these entries are coming, from where this is getting tracked from the different project managers views and team views, I'm going to explain that. So let's look into the planning and the project management view first. So here if I go to the Gantt chart, I have many activities which are listed here, part of my Gantt chart, and each of these activities has a component of planned cost. So as an example, I'm going to pick up now the cable trench. So this, if I see cable trench, so here is an example. Basically, you can see that the overall planned cost for this activity is 52,000 and 60,000 as material. So as a project manager, basically I will see these estimations are correct, and if there is any changes required, I can just click update, and the changes will be reflected part of the dashboard. So each of these activities which is listed here has a component of a cost which is relating to the planned cost, and when the team is executing, basically they will be recording the actual cost. So that's how it usually happens in project. The project manager plans and he puts the budget, and the team goes ahead, and when they're executing, they can actually go ahead and put the actuals. So now suppose this activity is right now in progress, and we are doing the related expenditure of manpower and material, which is, let's say, in this case it's going to be 58,000, which is going to be costing for the manpower. I can obviously attach some kind of records even, or attach to Punch in terms of documentation or images in terms of records related to this expenditure. So that is the kind of a reference document also can be attached. Now once the team has actually recorded and they have taken it into completion, this particular activity, if you go back to the dashboard, you would notice that the financials have now changed. So based on the team's entry and the project manager's entry of planned and actual cost, immediately in real-time basis, you can actually see part of your dashboard, basically that the whatever the total amount has is now differing. So basically now if I go to the financials, I can see there is an increment little bit, part of my overall planned manpower cost and even actual. If I go to expense now, so you can see the manpower and the cost related to the material both have increased. and my budget has also a little bit increased. My previous profit margin was 5.7, now it is 5.5. This is related to the expenditure which is happening as we are running the project. Now, if we have income to be tracked related to the payment milestones. So if I have different payment milestones which I'm trying to track, and these are the different financials, let's say milestones, as it gets completed, I want to see that how is it actually against the expense, how much I'm actually getting in terms of an income, and my project is still profitable or not. So this is where you can actually list down those financial milestones as payment milestones and track them. And where do you put these entries and these details? If you click on this action button, you can see there are multiple payment milestones which have been put here, expected payment milestones, and each one, as it gets completed, basically it will show kind of an entry, again part of the financial dashboard in terms of overall income. So this way, in an easy manner, basically you can track and understand, is this project profitable? Is it serving your bottom line? And finally, is it on track in terms of its budget or not? And if there is any deviation, as a project manager, as team members, you can actually have this control.